Hi, I'm Angel. And today I'm going to be talking about how to get tested for ADHD. There are a few tests that you can take, including the Waze test, the QB test. You could take an IQ test and they can compare all of your results to each other. I took a Connors test. When I researched the Connors test, I saw that it was teachers talking about the student who has suspected ADHD and they report back to the psychiatrist or the parents. The Connors test that I took was a test where you press the space bar every time that you saw a letter that was not X on the screen, and it went through the alphabet. And this test lasted about, they said it would be 20 minutes, but for me, I believe it was under 10 minutes. My brother took this test and he passed the test very quickly, but that's because he is a gamer and he games all day and his brain is trained to be very fast by continuing with the task that he's asked to do. I have heard the Connors test is not very accurate. I got very distracted when I was performing this test and I heard sounds that were behind me in the clinic. Even though I had headphones, noise canceling headphones, I was getting distracted by people moving behind me. I was getting distracted by people talking in the background. So I think that in itself shows I have symptoms of ADHD, and I was thinking about other things. I was bored by this test, so that is why I believe I scored for ADHD. When you go to get tested for ADHD, you want to go to a psychiatrist, not a psychologist, and they will be able to test you. For me, it was 3 visits. I went in for my original visit, then I went in for testing, and the 3rd visit was a phone call discussing the results. I got my symptoms ready on a piece of paper. Symptoms that I wrote them down are restless leg, fidgeting constantly, can't sit still, procrastinating, hard to start tasks, hard to prioritize tasks, can't attend to conversations, looks like I'm not listening, looking around the room when having conversations, difficult to follow verbal instructions, hard to read and focus on education/work tasks, dysregulated emotions, feels a lot of emotions, hard to control emotions, impulsive and easily influenced. Family background, my mom and dad have a history of ADHD. I don't think my mom is actually diagnosed, but my brother is. Needs to cut people off or say things to not forget them. Loses things or misplaces them. Not good with time management. Late to many plans. Needs an extra 2 to 3 hours of time. Overshares. Overexcited, ruminates on negative, hyperfixates on preferred items and activities, which is also a trait of autism. A lot of these are traits of autism, which I also believe I have. Overthinks, spends money without thinking, not irregular sleep patterns, not the best at tests, forgets what we were talking about during conversations, hard to trace back and remember conversations that are being discussed. And you can also ask a friend for symptoms, because sometimes ADHD tests involve talking to people that are in the lives of people with ADHD, including family members, parents, and siblings, and teachers if you're younger. I also put that you can go to a specialist or a nurse practitioner, and I did request a woman for my own preferences. Some medications that can help with ADHD if you do not want to take medication are lion's mane. For lion's mane, you want to take about 250 to 500 milligrams. 1,000 milligrams can give you potential headaches. You want to take omega-3, fish oil, and I say this wrong, let me read it, tyrosine, L-tyrosine. In my experience, I haven't seen much of a difference, but I do feel more relaxed Lion's mane is supposedly helps with anxiety. So it's possible that lion's mane does help regulate people with ADHD. That's what I've heard. Those are the 3 things: L-tyrosine, omega-3s or fish oil, and lion's mane. Also possible that working out and being in nature, being in nature and moving your body are known to help regulate. Caffeine can help regulate by helping your brain catch up with your body, but it can also make you tired. Sometimes people want caffeine because it helps them get back to zero baseline. Just be aware that ADHD can get misdiagnosed with anxiety and depression. They did. Oh, that my hair is bothering me. Oh my gosh. I'm just like leaving it down here because it is. Oh my gosh. It's bothering me. No. Oh my god. Not me messing up. Whatever. I'm almost done with the video anyway. I plan on making another video about the different strategies you can use when you might have ADHD. My experience with the psychiatrist was okay. She told me you might want to try medication. I understand that people don't want to do medication, but it wasn't the best experience for me personally. I felt like the psychiatrist was unprofessional and didn't understand things, and she was a bit theatric in the way she delivered the news. She was describing BPD, saying that once someone with BPD leaves her room, she feels like a hurricane just came in and she's and I get that. I understand what she might be saying. I have a lot of symptoms of BPD, and on paper I have it, but she had good points. She said that trauma causes symptoms of a lot of mental health disorders, which made sense, but the way that she was a bit theatric with her hands, etc., wasn't the best experience. I also mentioned that medications such as Adderall can be helpful because they are stimulants and you don't have to take them every day, versus I'm not sure the other ADHD medications, but I know Concerta is one of them. I believe that's a non-stimulant. I'll fact check this soon. As I fact checked, and Ritalin and Concerta are both stimulants, but Strattera is a non-stimulant. Sometimes people use antidepressants as ADHD medication if you are diagnosed with anxiety. And if you have a history of anxiety, or if you have a history of eating disorders, if you have a history of depression, if you have a history of substance abuse, usually they will not allow you to take Adderall. They want you to be responsible with Adderall because there are so many people that do become addicted to that, or they might sell it, or they might not use it correctly. They told my brother because he was late to his appointment that he would not be considered for Adderall because that shows he won't be responsible for the drug, for the prescription, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me because being late is a trait of ADHD. For me, that just shows he has ADHD when he was getting tested for it. To sum up this video, there are different choices. Some of the non-stimulants you do need to take every day, versus Adderall, you don't have to take it every day, but it can be addictive. So you must be careful with Adderall. I just wanted to share my experience with getting diagnosed because a lot of people don't know the process or what it may be like. Maybe you might take more tests, maybe you might take less, maybe you could do testing for 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours. It just depends on how many tests you can take. You could take the Waze test, you could take the IQ test, you could take the Connors test, you could take the QB test. All of these are ADHD tests that you can take, and it depends on your psychiatrist and what they would like to do, because sometimes the Connors test isn't that accurate. Like with my brother, when he took the test, it was not effective for him, and he has ADHD on a level that's more than mine, where it created a test that was invalid. I would love to make some more videos. I know some of my friends will be watching these videos, and this is truly what I want to do, and I want to grow from here. And although I don't have the most glamorous background and the most glamorous camera, I'm doing what I can with what I have, because I want at least one person to watch this video and for them to learn from it. That's all I really care about, is that somebody gets some type of help or learns something that can help them, especially for people who had to do this all on their own and discover that they are neurodivergent as an adult. So yeah, because I got diagnosed this year and I am 25. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this helps someone out there, and I can't wait to make more videos.